Back in the mid-1990s, the co-op was beginning to reposition itself as an ethical business, and it was beginning to really try to differentiate itself on its values. And it was great timing that the Fairtrade mark launched when it did, because the opportunity was then provided to say to the consumer, here's a way that we can demonstrate and prove to you that we actually do care about people, that we care about the people behind the product. And it's not us actually saying this. This is an independent mark that's coming in, that's actually doing the work for us. So it was a bit of an easy win. And in some ways, that was the message to the business that I took. This isn't about doing favours. It's not about trying to support a brand that we just think it's the right thing to do for them. Mutually, we can really benefit from this. If we can mainstream fair trade, then fair trade can do a heck of a lot of good for us. And I think now looking back, the reputation the co-op has in the UK for fair trade is the second largest in the world for fair trade products. Its reputation for fair trade goes before it. And so I was working on fair trade from the beginning, really, from the launch of the mark, and it was quite clear that it needed assistance to get a mainstream approach rather than just a niche offer with a few small brands. And so I began to work with the likes of Divine Chocolate, Cafe Direct, and begin to really develop an own label strategy which would actually mainstream fair trade. And there was lots of early work done. It was really uphill because it was new, it hadn't proven itself. The only reputation fair trade really brought with it was expensive and it was poor quality in certain cases. So we actually started below ground zero, really. So there's quite a lot of convincing of the business to do. My big breakthrough really was 2003 personally, going off to Ghana to see the impact of the first year of supplying only fair trade chocolate to the consumers under own label and being supplied by a cooperative in Ghana with that cocoa. And it was really life-changing for me, seeing what I saw and seeing that impact just over that small amount of volume for a small amount of time, but actually meeting the individual people and the beneficiaries of trading fairly. It really hit home to me that it couldn't be the only way to actually go forward. So I came back really with a mission to just do as much as I could. We then went on to do lots of other things with individual producer groups, and every time it was about telling their story to try and convince the consumers, as I'd been convinced, that this is the right thing to do.